All right, hey everyone. Welcome to our bonus content this week. We are testing out a new format where we are moving our movie musings and our other, let's just call it our movie rants and discussions to a separate bonus episode that will be coming out midweek. So we'll see how this goes. There's a little experiment, and let us know if you like this format change. So this is where we're going to move our movie musings, and we're going to kind of go around the table and talk about what we have been watching, what we want to see, what we're excited about. Let's begin now. Who wants to begin here? B, anything that you've watched last week that you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I'm catching up on my 2023 releases, and it
Mm.
feels like just the right time of the year to be doing that because things are just pumping out into the theaters. So I went to go see Napoleon, and I thought that I was so excited for that movie. And then the reviews started coming in, and I was so nervous to see it. And I'm
Yeah.
thrilled to say it lived up to my expectations. I thought it was wonderful and sardonic and funny. So that was great. And then, of course, I went to go see Silent Night, which did not live up to my expectations. What's
Yeah,
that?
the reviews are coming in that it's not peak woo, and I was so looking forward to this. It felt like
So was
it's kind of
I.
a Christmas movie to a degree, and I love
Hmm.
the it's like this concept where I guess nobody speaks in it, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Well, no, there's some speaking in it, but it's like a lot is done through text, and yeah. I mean,
it seems like a great idea, and this is his first American Hollywood movie in 20 years since 2003's Paycheck, and
which was also not great.
not good.
Yeah.
John Woo is 77 years old, and I really hope this is not the last
The note he
American.
ends on.
Yeah, I hope this is not his swan song movie. And I don't know, but no, not the best, huh?
It wasn't for me. I think you get a lot of like woo ness in although no flying doves, but a
What?
lot of like no flying doves. But there is a sequence with Christmas ornaments that will be reminiscent of the doves, I promise.
Okay.
Um it just the gimmick of it being of him being silent just I don't know if it's that they don't really commit because he does kind of grunt through the movie. In the beginning of the movie, there's this wonderful scene that's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything, where he can't scream. And that's a really great, powerful scene. But then throughout the rest of the movie, he's kind of grunting and making noise. And a reviewer that I follow pointed out, do you really miss dialogue in a John Woo film? That's not why you're watching. So it was just I don't know. There were a lot of issues that I had with it, so I was a little bit disappointed by that one.
Well, there is a good point. I mean, people probably don't go to see John Woo movies for the dialogue. Where he's obviously one of the most iconic action directors of
Amazing,
the last 30 years or
huge
more.
fan.
He is. So I mean, obviously movies like The Matrix and
Hmm.
so many. He's influenced the industry so much over the last 30 years. So I but yes, John Wick. Obviously, I think the John Wick stunt team was
Hmm.
part of this film. So I'm a
You
little
know what?
disappointed.
It
Yeah.
felt like a video game, and
Mm.
we got to a final sequence that felt very rote video gamey, and it just I mean, can he stage a shootout? 100%, but it felt a little bit rote. I will say that. So disappointed in that, but hey, we had Napoleon. Napoleon was great. Um, and then I watched Beau Is Afraid today, and I have no idea. I have no idea how I feel about it. I need 5 hours and hard liquor to tell you how I feel about Beau Is Afraid. That's where I'm at.
Ellie, you remember Beau Was Afraid? We had a wonderful, I think, discussion.
Oh my god, yeah,
Carlos joined us for that episode,
yeah,
and there's
yeah,
so much to dive into on
yeah.
that. I think we reviewed that last April or May, but it's high up on my list of my
Mine
favorite
too.
films this year. Yeah,
Mine
Okay.
too.
yeah,
All right. All right.
yeah, yeah.
It might be.
You don't know. You gotta sit with it. You gotta sit with it.
I gotta sit
Uh,
with Beau Is
I I
Afraid.
think I think I need to. You know what? When we get around to doing our top 10 of the year,
Mm,
it is something I probably need to. I don't know if I can do it, but I feel like I need to do it, and that is to watch Beau Was Afraid again to see like is it
mm.
as is it as good as I remember it, or is it really just, is it a hot mess, or do I just like hot messes? I don't know.
I think it's kind of like a very shocking and surprising movie, and I think
Yeah,
sometimes when you're shocked and surprised, you can be like, "Oh, that's
yeah,
because it's so good." And I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not saying it wasn't. I watched it. I was gripped
yeah,
the whole time.
yeah.
I don't know.
I
Anything
love
else?
that. So you
Um,
watched two films with Phoenix. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah, well, and that kind of inspired it because Napoleon was so great, and I was like, I got to do my 2023 catch ups, and that one was high on my list. I love him, and I love Ari Aster. So, although I don't think he's okay, I think if we should all pitch in for therapy.
Ari
Sorry,
Aster's
Aster,
not
he's
okay.
not be okay. I like that he's not okay.
Yeah, well, I do too, but I worry for his mental health between Hereditary, Midsummer, and this. Maybe his family's not okay. There's a theme.
What is your favorite Ari Aster?
Hereditary.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I like Midsummer a little bit more, but Beau Is
Okay,
Afraid might be my
might
favorite.
eke it out for you.
I think when we did the episode, I said Beau Is Afraid is my favorite Ari Aster.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. They're fascinating films that
I
you have to sit with.
I loved the second act because kind of a movie in three acts. I
Yes.
loved the theater, the production, where he goes and through the power of storytelling, he sort of imagines himself in the production and
Mm,
foresees his future. And I just thought that was really beautiful.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
Mm.
Shall we move on to Ellie?
I don't know what Ellie's watching.
Ellie,
I
you've always watched a lot, so tell me.
I do
Mm.
watch a lot, and I went to the movies to see two films this week. Past Godzilla, I spelled the wrong. Godzilla,
I,
Godzilla.
you mean Godzilla minus one? You gotta be specific because there's a
So
lot of
it's like,
Godzilla going on right now.
yeah, well, I'm not talking about the American-made Godzillas. They're cheesy like Cheetos. But I'm talking about Godzilla, the Japanese-made movie that's in theaters right now.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
have.
know
I
why do they call it minus one?
um. So there's some. Okay, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it has something to do with the fact that this takes place post World War II.
Hmm.
And again, I'm going to sound like I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about here. But there's articles and chatter about this. Why is it called Godzilla minus one? But it has something to do with the fact that it's right after World War II, and Godzilla and the minus one is bringing us back to ground zero type of thing.
Mm.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's some reference to that somehow, like World War II.
Wonder if it's just a
You know,
little bit of a translation issue. Maybe.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Hmm.
it has something to do with the minus one. It doesn't mean that it's a prequel. This is has no tie-in to any other Godzilla
Yeah.
franchise at all. Not even the original Godzilla, which some people think because it's called minus one means that it's a prequel to the original 1954 Japanese Gojira Godzilla movie. It is not. It is a completely independent reboot, reimagining of Godzilla. But anyways, I don't have a full answer for this. But
Yeah.
Ellie, I'm sorry,
Okay.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, no, I just wanted, I was so against watching the Godzilla movie because I didn't want to go and see a cheesy Cheetos Godzilla movie.
Hmm.
And so I was not going to go. But, as a mother, you always want to make your son happy. I went to see it with him because he wanted to see it. Surprise, surprise. I really loved it. I loved the
Hmm.
damn movie. It was so there was emotion, there was heart, it explained the side of, it's like all soldiers go to war and they all suffer, they all
Hmm.
suffer. And I, yeah, I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to give too much of the movie. Just
Well,
say,
you can see a few things. I mean, this is the story about this. It's a pilot
well,
who
okay.
he's a kamikaze pilot, and he's a failed kamikaze pilot. He's returning from World War II. I think that's a premise that's right out there in the
Well,
trailer,
yeah,
and
and
it's
it
about
is.
it's about his redemption, and it's a powerful story.
It is a powerful story. It's a story that, it's like for me, it's sad that
Yeah,
the Japanese government didn't make their planes, like the United States does, where the pilot can jump out of the plane
yeah,
and save their lives.
Mm,
Didn't do that, and in some way, there's a line in the movie where one of the generals says, um, they didn't give us anything. They're like
yeah,
it almost as like they didn't care for us. They didn't give us a way out of this war. We had to die. And I feel like
mm,
they almost question why they even were part of that war. Like some of those soldiers now um question like, why did we even go to war? But then
mm,
there's you know I feel Godzilla represents the United States for them in this movie.
mm,
mm.
I feel like that's the war wasn't over yet, and here comes Godzilla, and it's
mm,
like I
Well,
don't know why.
well, just when they're recovering from the bomb and the aftermath of this, they're living in shambles, and then here comes another force of nature
Yeah,
that's of equally of destructive.
but think about
Yeah,
how this Godzilla is radioactive, and he explodes. He puts out that beam of light, and it turns into like
the heat
like
ray.
a what do you call that? Like the atomic bomb,
Yeah, it's
and
the
it's
atomic ray.
so
Yeah,
representative. Like the
yeah,
way the mushroom goes out, it's so
mhm,
representative of what happened in Hiroshima when we bombed
mm,
Hiroshima. And
yeah,
I feel like that all of that. So to me, Godzilla sort of represents the United States bombing Hiroshima,
mm,
and
yeah,
they're trying to heal, and here comes Godzilla crashing them down. They just got out of a war and allowed to fight another war, and I feel like the atomic bomb in a way was fighting their own war because they had
yeah,
to
mhm.
it caused so much damage, and Godzilla does that.
yeah.
you know
Um,
yeah.
Absolutely, I agree 100%, Ellie. The human element of this movie is incredible, and one of the biggest complaints about Godzilla movies in general is that, like you say, they're cheesy, they're corny. It's big dumb monster movies, people in rubber suits fighting each other. This movie is anything but.
Yeah.
This is a human drama
Nice.
wrapped up in a monster movie, but it is really about the characters. And but we haven't really mentioned much about Godzilla itself. Godzilla is amazing in this movie. I
It
don't want
is.
people that think that this is just a boring human drama. It is
That was
not
going
at
to be my
all.
question is
No, no.
how does
Godzilla,
Godzilla look?
The
Godzilla
monster,
is in this movie a lot, and he is incredible. There are
he's
things
kind
we
of
do.
scary, actually. The face
Okay.
is scary.
This is one of the scariest,
Yeah,
badass Godzillas that's ever been on screen. He is sinister. He
he's
is the
angry.
worst, the meanest
Nice.
Godzilla SOB that has ever
Yeah.
been a version of
Nice.
Godzilla. Now, and they do some things with Godzilla they've never done before. You know how he has the atomic ray? They do something with the atomic ray they've never done with a Godzilla. And I don't really want to give too much away with it because you have to see it.
Yeah,
Because
don't
they
tell me.
what?
Don't
I don't
tell
want to.
me.
I'm not going to tell you because I think it's really,
I want to see
really
it.
cool. So I think it's great, and it's worth seeing in the big screen. Big Godzilla's big giant green monster.
I like
Totally.
Godzilla movies. I
Don't
do,
watch
and I'm
don't
yeah, I'm
watch this
kind of
on your
bummed.
don't watch this on your home TV.
No.
Go to the theater and
Mm,
see this. It is really worth it.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's so worth
Nathan,
it.
you said you saw a Godzilla. Did you say a Godzilla movie's coming out? You say you saw a
so,
trailer
yeah, you know what? Over the weekend, they dropped King Kong X Godzilla. The new Empire is coming out in May
again?
2024.
No.
Oh my god! So, this is the legendary film universe with King Kong, Godzilla, and all Ghidorah. I mean, this is now the fifth movie in this franchise. I like some of them. I hate
Mm-hmm.
other ones. I actually like the Gareth Edwards 2014
Mm-hmm.
film. But Godzilla's in that movie for like 14 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
I hated Godzilla King of the Monsters. I actually really, really like Kong Skull Island. I thought that was just a fun popcorn
I
movie.
don't think I ever watched it in earnest. If I'm
And then we
honest.
had King Kong versus Godzilla, which is just,
Mm-hmm.
a big dumb monster bash. But it's kind of gave me what I wanted. So this movie comes out is coming out in May. The trailer just came out. It looks stupid. I mean, it looks like a cartoon, and got now. I don't know. I'm not gonna say much about it, but I think I really have some concerns
How do you
that
watch that after watching this Godzilla?
that's the
You
thing.
can't.
I just saw this one of the maybe the second best Godzilla film I've ever seen, because I still think
Mm.
Damn.
the first 1954 Godzilla movie is one of the best movies ever made. My personal
Mhm.
opinion, and this movie is up there. So the one that just came out in the theater,
Mhm.
and after that, I'm like, this is like a kids movie that's coming out. So I'm like, I can't. I'm coming down
I feel
to
like the
like.
Japanese people said, you know what? We need to really make a Godzilla ourselves because these Americans are not doing it. I just feel like
Well,
I feel like that's
I thought the 2014 movie had some good stuff in it. Bryan
mm,
Cranston was in it. I thought he was good, but not to spoil him, but he's taken out in the movie pretty early, and it had some problems. It did have some problems, but I thought there was some good stuff in it. But yeah, it's not it's inconsistent, the franchise.
yeah.
This looks like
Wow.
it's not going to be great. I don't know.
So
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie. There's
I
more.
also saw the other movie I saw in theaters was a new movie called Saltburn, and
Yep.
Yeah.
it's uh, Emerald Fennell is the director.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a combination of it's this comedy in it, but it's also like psychological and thriller
Mhm.
together, all like in a big pot.
She
And
does
it's one
that
of
well.
ah, and it's one of my favorite actors right now is I can't say his last name.
Is it Kogan?
Keegan.
Keon,
Kogan?
Keon.
what? The guy from
He's
Banshees
in
of
Banshees.
Inisherin.
She's
Yeah.
a better.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
him and Jacob Elordi, who is also in
Mhm.
Euphoria, whom I actually love, and oh, what a sweet candid to watch on the big screen. I'm telling you, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a cougar, but like, I was
Oh
like,
my god.
who is this handsome boy? He's a handsome boy. He's a handsome boy. Um, and it's basically about Barry. There's a twist in the movie. I don't want to say too much either, but there's a twist in the movie. There's
Mm.
bloodiness regarding periods and a sexual scene. There's at some point I'm thinking I think Barry is it's homosexual, but I can't really tell. I think he's
Mhm.
bisexual actually. He's bisexual because he sleeps with Jacob's sister and wants to sleep with Jacob. Oh, it's just so well done. It's one of those movies that it's like I don't know, like you don't know what to expect. You know,
Mhm.
when it comes through, you're like, oh my god! Just so if you like movies that are have a little bit of comedy with a twist in it and psychology and thriller, this is the movie to go to.
Mhm.
And but if you don't have the stomach for some really weird sexual scenes, don't go. But
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great twist to the movie that did not expect. I also saw
Mhm.
on Amazon Prime Left Behind: Rise of the Antichrist. It's a
Mhm.
2023 film. It's it's not it's okay. I particularly didn't like it as much as the series
Yeah.
that I was watching, but yeah, it was just something to watch because I didn't have anything else. And then I saw the new movie at Netflix called May December with
That
Yep.
one of
yes.
my favorite actresses, Natalie Portman.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of um, Julianne Moore. I'm not a fan of hers. I
No,
know
no,
I'm not
no,
a fan of
no.
I
Julianne Moore.
quit.
I'm a,
There's something. There's something. She doesn't do anything for me in any film. I'm sorry. Natalie Portman, on the other hand, I love her. She's one of my
so
favorite
Mhm.
actresses out
I
there.
saw this too, but I think
Did
what
you?
makes the movie. Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about this film, but
Oh,
I think the real discovery of this movie is
yeah.
Charles Melton, who plays Fred,
Mm.
Right.
who
That's
is incredible in this movie.
He
Now, I think we should
really is.
mention what this movie is about. This
Yeah.
just came out on Netflix. This is Todd Haynes'
Mhm.
newest movie, written by Sammy Birch.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this movie for like half a year. The buzz coming out of Cannes was huge last May,
Mm.
and now Netflix outbid everybody for this movie.
I mean, I love
Um,
Todd Haynes. Why wouldn't you? Carol, Far From Heaven. Come
yeah,
on.
uh, I'm going to hijack for a moment here. This is just, I think, a brilliant study on trauma, deceit,
Mhm.
manipulation, tabloid culture, the facades that we construct around our lives. You got
Mhm.
Portman, you got Julia Moore, Charles Melton. Julia Moore, her character, 24 years prior, she has an affair with a seventh grade boy, and she gets arrested. But they continue their relationship, and the two of them,
Mm.
while he was still a teenager, they started a family, and they have twins. And fast forward to present day, and there's this film studio that's decided to make a movie about her
Mhm.
life. And Portman plays the actress who was hired to portray like a younger Julian Moore, the character for the film, and she's visiting the family to attempt to kind of get into the role. There's so much, I just want to say about this film, but I don't. We're not going to give a full review on this. We could maybe sometime, but I just want to say that I just love this movie. But the
Mhm.
caveat is, this is, it's very divisive film. And if anything, I think it's going to make you feel something. I think Portman's incredible in this, but like I said, Charles Melton was equally impressive portraying, a young adult whose development is just stunted by
Sad.
this affair. It's so sad, what happens from this older woman. So this is the highest of recommendations. It might crack my top 10 of the year. It's
Mm.
getting pretty crowded up
His
there.
Charles Melton is so handsome as well, and he did such a great job in this movie. And for me, it was Charles and Natalie that grabbed me the
Yeah.
most. Again,
I'm
I'm not a
planning
fan
on
of
watching it.
Julianne,
That
but
scene where Natalie Portman is like looking into like a mirror and she's like trying to like get into that role, and she's reading, like, I won't say this doesn't spoil much, but she's like reading a letter, and it's all
yes,
a single take. It's like whoa. If you
wow,
love
Mhm.
movies about like acting, this
Mhm.
is for you for sure.
it's the way that this actress prepares, and you think about do we all do that? And remember the part where she goes to the back room and she sits on the steps and she starts to like,
Yeah, don't say too much.
okay, yeah, okay,
I'm
I
watching
want,
it tonight. Everyone that I know has loved this movie, so I'm
Yeah,
super excited to get into it. I do love
yeah,
Julianne Moore. I love Natalie Portman. I can't wait.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
expecting it. This year has been a year for good movies. I don't think it's been a year for great movies for me. Maybe I just haven't seen them yet. So in this 2023 catch up I'm doing, I'm excited to have some movies finally kind of rock my world a little.
Yeah. Anything else, Ellie?
not really. Well, I
Yeah.
was just finished editing my book, and I'm doing research on what the best self-publishing company out there is. So
Mm,
hopefully, um, finish it up this week at some point. Print it.
mm.
I think the only thing that I saw this week, in addition, I'm continuing my Robert Altman um, retrospective.
Mug.
I saw I think early last week I saw The Long Goodbye for
Oh,
the second time in like ages, which is just wonderful film.
that's a
And
stellar movie.
for the first time I saw Thieves Like Us,
Mm.
which is one I never saw. It's not my favorite Altman at all, but it was okay. It was okay. This is it has Shelley Duvall in it, which is obviously one
Oh,
of
oh,
Altman's
it's a plus.
go-to people. Keith Carradine is in this as well. Keith Carradine's an interesting actor. He's very young in this movie, but he's one of those actors that like he looks nothing like he does when he gets older in age. Like he's a handsome guy in the mid 70s, and he just gets weird looking when he gets older. I don't know.
Oh, God.
but
That's
but
gonna happen
um
to me. I can
but,
tell.
but I saw this, and it just, I've seen better versions of the story. I think of like Badlands. I
Mm,
think of Bonnie and
okay,
Clyde. You know, lovers on the run from the law. It's
gotcha.
the story's been done better before. So I can't think of anything else really. I'm almost done. Oh, I'm not going to keep talking about Godzilla, but I'm still watching the Monarch series, which
Mhm.
I'm having a good time with. But again, the monsters are the least important part of that show.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
TV, is anyone here watching The Gilded Age?
No.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just faffy corset drama, but I like it.
Huh?
I'm not a it's The Gilded Age. It's on HBO or Max. Ugh.
X.
The casting is superb. I would do anything for Carrie Coon. Carrie Coon Step on Me challenge, perfect. But it's just the perfect show to like kind of turn your brain off to. It's not reality TV, so you can't be angry at their bad behavior because it's just fun hat corset drama, good costumes, but it is still a little trashy. It is gossipy. It's a little
Mhm.
juicy. It's fun. Um, and my partner and I have been super excited watching it. Like every Sunday night, we're like, "Oh, it's Gilded Age night! Like we have to
Wasn't that
watch it
made here in
now."
Boston?
I
Wasn't it
don't,
shot?
I
I think
don't
it was
know.
shot here. I think they shot it here in Massachusetts. I think maybe.
It might have been. But yeah, I think if you just want to watch honestly, I think it has no business being as good as it is because I think the costuming is great. The set pieces are great. It's got a stacked cast and it just happens to be a silly little show. Um, so folks should watch it. It's a
Yeah.
great time.
I haven't seen it. No.
Season 2 is streaming now.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay.
Nope.
Eh.
It's if looking at it, I wouldn't watch it either because it's so not my jam, but it's so good.
We'll see. Maybe.
Couple over the weekend, a couple huge trailers dropped, and again,
Mhm.
I don't know if anyone saw these, but I'm just going to mention them, which things I'm really excited for. Furiosa, a Mad
Oh,
Max Saga,
yes.
coming out May 24th. Anyone see the trailer for this?
Yes, and I'm so hype.
No, and I don't
Well,
like it that Charlize Theron, my girl, is not in it.
well, it's a prequel. So it's got
Oh,
Anya
I guess.
Taylor-Joy in it, playing young Furiosa. Chris Hemsworth is in this. There's an actor named Nathan Jones who's playing a character named Rictus Erectus. I
Perfect.
mean, really,
I don't love
That's
Anya
correct.
Taylor-Joy. She's just not my favorite. But I'm super excited for this. I
it
trust
looks
in
so cool.
George Miller. I do. Like I love these movies. I loved what was it? Was it 3,000 Years of Longing? Is that what it's called?
I didn't see it.
That
I know
was
exactly what you mean.
wonderful.
Yeah,
It was just a little bit of magic. I trust the guy,
yeah.
like let's see what happens.
I'm really looking forward to that. May 24th. It's when we do our
It's a date.
2024 movie forecast. I think it's going to be on all of our lists probably. A couple other things for trailers that came out. Is anyone here a True Detective fan?
Oh,
No.
me. Oh, my
True
goodness.
Detective season
Yeah.
4 is coming out on Max January 14th,
Shut up.
just around the corner.
Finally.
Jodie Foster is in that in the lead. I
Jodie
love Jodie.
Foster is one of my favorites.
She's
Yes.
amazing.
Check out that trailer. It looks really cool. It has like the supernatural element to it. It looks like.
Really?
I don't know
Ooh.
what's going on, but check out the trailer. It looks really, really
Oh, God,
cool.
I can't wait.
House of the Dragon season 2 teaser trailer just dropped as well. Love the whole Game of Thrones
Mhm.
House of the
Uh-oh.
Dragon franchise. Summer 2024, and the only other trailer that also this is a weekend of trailers. Um, Ellie, your
Yeah.
son might be into this. I don't know if you are or B is, but Fallout on Prime Video,
I see.
April 12th,
What's
looks
that about?
really
It's a video game.
based on a video game, but the trailer looks really cool. Science fiction.
Cool.
It looks
It's a
really,
cool
really good.
game.
It
That's
is
a
a
cool
cool
Like
game.
that's a
Yeah.
that's a Carlos thing, not
Oh,
mine.
Yeah.
you'll be watching it.
You'll
I
be whisked
probably
away to the cinema. Yes.
because we
It looks
watch each
really good.
other's films and shows because
Oh, cute.
we're like you're gonna have to watch it because I watch your movies. I'm like yes, okay.
Oh, that's cute.
I made him watch one of my favorite movies right now that I saw. Fry bread, face and me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like you had to watch this movie, so he liked it. Actually, it's kind of like the movie, the show with Taika in Hulu.
Oh,
The
Reservation Dogs. That show
Reservation
is
Dogs.
great.
Wasn't it? I'm
That
starting
was
to
a
watch it
great
now
show.
because he
Oh,
told
that
me. I
was
was like,
excellent.
But
speaking, I have not seen Reservation Dogs.
Oh, you should bump it up your list. It's very
I
good.
will. So
yeah,
this is a great transition to something that I wanted to mention. I wanted to get everyone's reaction to. The Hollywood Reporter listed the top 40 TV shows of this century so far,
top 40.
and
Running out of content, huh?
yeah, and and I wanted to share with everybody over here at least the top 10,
All right.
and get your thoughts on this.
Go
All
for it.
right. Number 10, and I'm not going to do all 40 because that would take forever. But number 10 was BoJack Horseman.
Don't know it.
Okay. Oh, it's wonderful.
It's great. Number 9 was Freaks and Geeks, which was ran at NBC from 99
Don't
to
know it.
2000. Then 8 was Girls, which ran at HBO from 2012 to
Don't know it.
2017. Number 7 was Better Call Saul from 2015 to 2022.
Pass.
What do you mean pass?
Pass.
It's not as good as Breaking Bad.
No, exactly. Come on.
I'm still behind a Better Call Saul. I'm in season 4, but I'm going to marathon through the rest of it. Reservation Dogs was the next one.
Ooh, yes.
And you mentioned this, and I'm like, wow, this is one of the few that I really.
It's been under the radar, and
It's
I think for reasons that are probably, very clear. But
is this still currently in production? Because it says 21 through 23.
No, this was their finale
season, right?
Was it 2 seasons or 3
series?
Seasons?
3. Yeah, 3 seasons. Because I've only watched the first one, and I still have to watch 2 and 3.
Oh, it gets better and better.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So yeah,
it's great.
So,
all right, where's next on the list?
Number 5 was The Wire.
All right, yeah,
2002 to 2008.
I never watched it.
Oh, it's great.
Number 4 was 30 Rock on NBC from 2006 to 2013.
Okay.
Number 3 was Succession on HBO from 2018 to 2023.
Sure.
Number 2 was The Sopranos, which ran from 99 to 2007.
Don't care for Sopranos.
Oh, I loved it.
You just don't like anything, Ellie.
No.
And number 1, any guesses for number 1? I'll give you
Breaking Bad.
No.
Number 1 TV show. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. Can you give me not
an HBO show?
Nah.
Can you give me like a year? Like a year?
It ran from 2007 to 2015.
Whoa. Not what I was thinking.
Who's in it?
Who's in it?
Not HBO.
All right.
2007 to 2015. Is it streaming or was it on like Showtime? Or like cable, I mean. Cable or like Showtime?
It was on cable. It wasn't like on a premium Showtime, HBO premium channel like that.
Peaky Blinders.
No, that was Netflix, I think.
It wasn't like a Netflix thing.
Okay. I don't know.
It was not a series that just dropped all at once. It was you got to like tune in week by week. All right,
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you.
The Walking Dead.
Mad Men.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I feel silly for not getting that.
So yeah,
that was so in the zeitgeist. It's
3 out of 10 for me.
What a weird list, just in terms of where things fell. I wonder how that was.
It's just one random dude at Hollywood Reporter. Who knows?
Yeah,
really,
he doesn't know. Yeah. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Somebody from another website will make another list will be completely different. I'm just happy to see this, but I have my own list. But
I have my own list too, and
I don't know. We could do our own sometime.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Can I put a bug in your ear for what a great week it's going to be for movies? I don't know when this is going to drop, but December 8th, mark your calendars.
Yeah.
Right. Boy and the Heron and Poor Things.
Yes.
The world's weirdest double feature. We get Miyazaki and Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm so pumped for next weekend. We're going to have so much to talk about on Monday's podcast. It's going to be awesome.
Are you going to go see it? I'm going to see both.
Oh, I'm so going to see it. Same. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm thrilled for a new Yorgos film. This looks fantastical. And
it does.
I love when it looks expensive. Like it just looks expensive and luxurious. The performances look wonderful.
Emma Stone
is going to be amazing.
Mark Ruffalo and Willem Dafoe together.
Willem Dafoe, come on.
can't go wrong with this movie. You can't.
Can't.
You cannot.
It's like my mind is going to be whipping back and forth between these two movies because what a crazy counter programming. I feel like they almost could have learned something from Barbie and Oppenheimer. You
Yeah.
know, almost had the Exorcist Swift when Exorcist, the new Exorcist and Taylor Swift almost came out the same weekend, and then
I
they
mean,
changed it. We could have done something here, but
All
I'm
right,
so excited. Like I'm so excited that we have this. Just excitement to get back to the cinema. You know, there's just
quickly, what is each of your favorite Lanthimos movie?
The Lobster.
what?
The Lobster.
What's your favorite Yorgos Lanthimos movie, Ellie?
Dogtooth is up there. The favorite Dogtooth, The Lobster.
With
I'm not gonna. There's not gonna be any gravestone. Just whatever. You want.
I don't know. Dude, half the time I don't know who the directors are.
What's your favorite one, Nathan?
The favorite.
Yeah, it's
I love
great.
The favorite.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm so pumped. Does anyone have a favorite Miyazaki?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to share it with the class?
It's Princess Mononoke.
Okay. Very good.
Least favorite is Ponyo.
Okay, fair. Do you have a favorite, Ellie? Favorite Miyazaki? Miyazaki, the animated director. The guy who's doing Boy and Heron, the director of that.
I don't know him offhand like that, you guys. I have to
look it up. Yeah, I get it. We were having that thing with David Fincher where it was the same thing.
I'm just looking like I don't even know which other movies this Yorgos Lanthimos did.
Okay.
I started watching The Lobster and I stopped.
Putting you on the spot. All right.
No, I started watching The Lobster. Is that with Will Ferrell or whatever?
Colin
Farrell.
Yeah.
So I went halfway The Lobster and I shut it off.
Oh, I love that.
I have great hopes for The Poor, for the new movie.
Totally different.
Even that one that you say, The Favor, I don't think I've seen it. Who's in it?
It was really funny. The Favor, I went with my coworkers.
On purpose?
We just I don't know how it ended up, but I went with several coworkers, which were women.
Oh, there's so much cunnilingus in that movie.
I know. And I went with at least three other women that were over 60.
I mean, he's kind of good looking, right?
and I don't know. It wasn't my pick, but we just said, "Hey, I think this will be good." And I didn't realize exactly how explicit the movie was going to be. The Lobster wasn't really like that.
No,
Dogtooth kind of was, but a little bit. But anyway,
Dogtooth was graphic.
But it just was wow. It offended some of my coworkers. I think.
I have not seen any of his films actually, except for The Lobster.
Oh, okay, he's definitely an acquired taste. He wants you to feel on your heels. I think he definitely. It's awkward.
I have to say I started watching The Lobster halfway. I had to stop and I didn't care for it. And then I seen the previews of The Poor Things, and that really grabbed me. And I hope that I'm looking forward to the movie, even though I didn't like the Lobster, and I have not seen any of his films.
It's Ellie. I am not as high on the Lobster as a lot of other people are. It might be on the lower end of Lanthimos movies, which is blasphemy for a lot of people. So I like Dogtooth more. I like Killing of a Sacred Deer more, which is a really dark movie.
I forget about Killing of the Sacred Deer. That might be up there for me.
A messed up film.
That's a wonderful movie.
Did they kill a deer?
That's the least of the movie's problems.
You gotta watch it. That might take over The Lobster for me. That's a good call. But I do think all of his movies are so distinct in scope that if you don't like one, even though his tone is pretty consistent, it's very possible to like other things in his
Yeah.
filmography.
And I haven't seen his
So
early work either. Like he's got a couple, like My Best Friend and Canetta. I've never even watched them. I don't know.
I think I was the one telling you like only sickos like you and me would watch Canetta because only completion it's crazy. It's not, I wouldn't say it's good, but
Yeah.
I watched it because I watched all his movies.
Yeah.
So for Hayao Miyazaki, I'm
Yeah.
watching The Boy in the Harem, and I'm excited to watch because
I'm
I
so
saw the
excited.
preview again. Now, I'm not into anime myself, but because I have a son who is, okay, I know of anime, and he loves drawing anime. He
Mm,
loves doing art,
mhm.
art, and I feel like I know this story, The Boy and the Heron, from a book that I read a while
Oh,
back.
interesting.
Yeah, but the movie, when I saw the previews, I really liked them. And then Carlos came to me and says, "Man, we gotta go see The Boy and the Heron." I said, "Wait, is that trailer movie with the boy and the cartoon one?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm down for that for sure," but I
Mhm.
don't think I've ever seen any of his films either. This is gonna be my first one.
I think you're really gonna like it. They have so much heart and pathos, and they just like really tell the human story. So I think
I
you'll
am looking
really,
forward. So I am
I
looking
think you'll like that.
forward to these two films because based on the trailers that I've seen,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
grabbed me. When a trailer grabs me, I want to see the
hmm,
movie. Uh,
yeah,
and if I like that movie, then I go check other movies that the directors have made because I like
mm,
to know more about them. But yeah,
yeah. I'm excited. I'm super excited for this week. I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about on
yeah,
Monday.
for
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
can't wait.
All right. All right. I think this is a good place to end it for our first bonus show of Back to the Frame Rate. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad yeah, because this is something we don't really get to do much on our
Mm,
main feed. It's just kind of like go
jam.
off on exactly jam about movies. This was a lot of fun, and I think we'll have a good time when Sam returns next week. And
Jamalama.
yeah, exactly.
We miss you, Sam.
We
We
miss you,
do.
Sam.
Yeah, he's somewhere off in
Mm.
Canada somewhere. Maybe he's on his way back soon. We'll find out. All
Whatever.
right.
Is he in Canada?
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. See ya.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.